What's happening, guys? Welcome back to episode 17. Picking up from where we left off at the Pontiff Sullivan bonfire. So, at this point, you have two paths. Obviously, we still have the Distant Manor, which will push you forward to the rest of the game, essentially. With that, we still have some optional content to knock out. So, leaving Pontiff Sullivan, we're actually have a whole area here to clear. Now, as soon as you run out, it's going to be not one, but two crystal lizards. And it's going to be kind of tough because one will always disappear. Like I said, it's usually kind of tough to get both before one disappears, but you can do it by running to the far left. Now from there, we're going to go to the left-hand side for some upgrade mats right here. And there's still a few weapons that are really worth bringing up. So making sure we have all these upgrade mats are going to go a long, long, long way. So we got our boss weapon, but there's still a few basic weapons that really stand out. Now from here, we're going to ignore this courtyard for the time being. There's going to be an invasion where you have to fight two NPC invaders. So while we are going to get into that, we want to go up top first. Up top is actually going to give you a really nice shortcut, get you some pretty good items. But there are a bunch of the Deacons of the Deep absolutely spamming pyromancies at you the entirety of the time you're going through here. And it just makes things much more difficult than they really need to be. Even at 25 stamina, sometimes it's still a little bit of an issue. Thank you. Pick up your dark. So that is just a resistance ring, another resistance ring. Boost resistances to dark magic, which you don't even run into that much. Like I said, it's more of an obscure build. Every now and then you run into an enemy that does it. Now, there should be an invasion that triggers here, something that always happens. So before we can really go in or do anything, we do want to knock this out. Now, as soon as we go up, if you run straight across, we can get that ledge item. Item on the ledge, same shit. Same shit, y'all. And then start working these guys down. Because with this invasion, we don't need the extra company. We really don't. Alright, guys. You see what I'm saying? How annoying it is? But that's what's going to happen if you try to do the lower portion first. It's not enjoyable, as you see. Just not. Really, really annoying. Thank you. There's going to be a few guys on the ledge, too. Over the far right rail here. Now, if you play it just right, the trees will guard some of the spells being set your way. Not all, but some. Smaller guys, thankfully, only take one hit. Usually the invader would have came by now. Not sure why he did. Let's backtrack because, like I said, you still have the... So there's a scripted event where two guys attack you. These two guys, and then you actually have like an invader, a red invader. So I was hoping we can get him before these guys, came for us. This is already a 2-on-1 fight. We don't want to make it a 3-on-1. Alright, fellas. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, watch out for the hammers. So these are the Drang twins, I guess you can call them. The armor set they have on is the armor set we got from Cathedral of the Deep, the Drang set. And then we got the weapon he's using, which is the Drang twin hammers. But you also get the Drang spears from these guys. You coward. Bro, you're dead. What are you buffing for? You're dead, bro. So we shouldn't get anything really from him because we already have his weapons, we already have his armor, we got this earlier. However, you can get the Drang twin spears right here. Alright, the invader has not shown up. It's so odd. Yeah, he actually works for Rosaria. That's the covenant he represents. It is inconsistent. He's showed up here almost every single time, and I know it's not a player because it always happens in the same location, so what's the chances of that? It was in our notes of the series, but yeah, he's not spawned in. Very odd. Okay. Well, with that being done, before we move forward, we're actually going to go for a shortcut. Now, if you rest, you got to keep in mind, all those guys are coming back. So we're going to try to do it in one run. So just pop your elevator there. Then we're going to turn behind us. So this is going to be your next infusion type. This is Simple Gem. So Simple Gem is similar to Crystal. So it's magic scaling, but it's different. I do believe it's better too. It's just like a straight magic. The other one I think puts crystal all over your weapon, which is magic, but it's just two different types, we'll say. Now going straight across, we go to the right for a mimic. If you guys want to use your undead hunter charms, you can. I'll leave that up to y'all. Ooh, that was close on our stamina, was it not? Ugh. Come on, buddy. Oh, how are you alive? Well, you're not now. Yes, that actually gets you a pretty cool spear for mage builds. It is a 2-in-1. So, gold ritual spear, you could attack with it, but you could also cast with it. So, pretty cool. Now, there's nothing else, really going on here. So, what we're going to do now is you go on back out. Then we're going to go ahead and knock out the lower portion. Then all of this will be done, from that point, we'll go back and rest. Then we can move forward, because at that point, we just run through the whole courtyard. It's done, nothing to worry about. So I'm going to try to do this in a way where we could, just knock it all out in one run, because it does make life much easier. We don't want to have to do this twice or 3 times. But that's where you progress, so if we rest, we'll just run straight for that. There are a few items down here, upgrade mats, embers, things of that nature, and there's 2 giants that are going to come to life, this being the first. They have a very high damage output. They do not have that much health, but if you get caught, yeah, what we're worried about. Sometimes if he could hit his head, it'll drop him completely. Cute. Alright, so with him taken out, we'll get our Titanite right there. And we'll get a large right here. Then we have soul items and embers left. There's still one other giant. This other one's much easier to deal with. I mean, that combo is fucking wild, isn't it? That combo he does is crazy shit. Your ember. So he's going to be this guy, but his head's already on the ground. So if you can, hurry up. Look at that. Look at that. Done. Really easy to deal with. All because of how he's positioned more than anything else. So at this point, we're just running around, make sure we got it all. Now we have 40,000 souls, just about, plus the ones we could pop. So it's going to make the most sense to go back to the Firelink Shrine. The next thing we're going to be doing is more than a bit tricky, really, really difficult double fight. It's not a double boss fight because they're not bosses. It's going to be the really, really big creature that you fought coming into Irithyll, which gave you your ring. Well, we have to fight 2 of those fuckers, so it's about as fun as it sounds. So I do think we're back in health, I want to say. Where are we at? Well, we did need 24 for weapon requirements. Yeah, let's knock that out really quickly. 24 is a good spot to be at, I feel like. Gosh, I have all my boss souls. We're not even using these. Let's see what we can sell. What do we need? 5,000. That's going to be a tough sell. 4,000. Yeah, I just don't really have anything, Demon King, he's got some decent stuff. Soul of the Demon, both of them have decent stuff. You know what? Let's go up and do something real quick, guys. So any items you don't want, cash out. Get the levels your first playthrough. Like I said, second and third playthrough, do 3 free platinum anyways. That's when you get the items you don't really care for. But the first time, I might as well get souls. So if I don't want something, like this serves a purpose. Crystal Sage Rapier, good for farming. you know, it's a good pickup. Aside from that, this is good, but doesn't go with our build. That's unique, so we'll pick it up. That's unique, so we'll pick it up. Although I really like that. We might do a pyromancy build later on. It's a tough one. It's that or fuck it, we'll go for the weapon. And then this one, really unique weapon, actually does go with quality. I just know I'm not going to use it, so I might pop that one, depending on what it's worth. But yeah, just go and grab everything you want. So Vorts, fuck it, I'll wait on the level, it's not that important. Vorts, that or the ring. Probably go for the ring. This one, I know I don't care for, so we'll probably pop that. This one I don't care for. Where's the spear? Yeah, down here. Yeah, that's unique, though. We'll pick it up. Anything else I don't care for, so we'll pop. I really don't like popping for levels myself, because, you know, I like to collect things. But some things are just worth it, you know?
Welcome. Very then.
And now, if you want, we can go ahead and use our lightning sword. So 6,000 left over. It's going to use these to bring up our secondary weapon. So if you're tuning in late, there are 2 recommended weapons for the build. Just make sure we're caught up. There was the one we're using now, and there'll be late game weapons too. But you know, for a long time, it's going to be Profane Greatsword or Lothric Knight, which we got from Graveyard's quest line. That being said, we want to make sure they're both upgraded as much as possible. So right now it's at +5. And anytime we have extra souls, we'll just keep bringing it up. Which we don't, you know, we don't just yet, so. Alright, so we're good there. Now let's go and jump back. So the next fight we're going to get into is a hellacious fight. The good news is, it's pretty rewarding, to say the least. It's going to give us a ring. It's similar to Havelframe, where it's going to let us, you know, it's going to up our weight limit. It's going to give us more health and more stamina. Not much of each, but a little bit to each. It's called the Ring of Favor. It's just phenomenal. It's going to go really well with our build. And we have 5 pounds to play with. We might be able to switch that ring out. I wouldn't recommend having both on. I guess you could for a time, but we're in 2 rings just for weight limit. It's not good, you know. We're already at 25 vitality. 30 would be better, but it's going to take away from the health and damage we're getting. So I think 25 is plenty. Just you're going to be limited to what weapons and armor and, you know, rings you're going to have. I mean, for a dex build, you guys can pull off 15 with light clothing, or I think 20 vitality with good armor. You're using like your Irithyll Straight Sword, your Frostbite Sword, or something, Katana. But yeah, most builds are going to be using 25, just to stay, it is important. But either way, guys, getting back to where we left off, right over here, before you go up, you're going to see this wall. Another very, very obscure thing in the game. Now, to find success here, we want to separate. It's really important that we separate these guys. Each one is a hell of a fight, man. Being embered's nice, but I wouldn't waste multiple embers on it. But yeah, their damage output's quite extensive. We want headshots. So his jump attack isn't delayed like most enemies are that you're used to fighting. Yep, look at that damage. Oh, you bitch. We're dead. You just gotta keep healing and healing. The only good thing here is they don't respawn. So if he does that, simply go behind. So if you can at least get one down. There it is. Oh no, not yet, not yet. If you at least get one down, he's not going to come back. That's the thing. There you go. And it's really hard to get them both at one time. I'm not, I shit you not. It's tough, but it's possible. And we only have 3 heals left, so as soon as you get him down, this guy will usually come for you. Hopefully you don't spot them both at once, because that's when you're in trouble. got it done, but as mentioned, it's pretty darn rough. So with taking them out, you got the Ring of Favors. Like I said, that's weight limit, health, and stamina. So see if we can pull that off. Oh, nope, we cannot. Our weight's too high. Son of a biscuit. We may be able to switch up our armor. That's the thing, you're just always making compromises, you know, but it's part of it, I guess. So 63 with the Ring of Favor. Let's switch everything back up. So we'll go with Ring of Favor. We'll go with Stamina. We'll go with Obscured Rolling. And then getting health back feels good. Alright. So now we're here. We'll rest on up. Then we're going to move forward and knock out another trophy. So this is going to be your next Covenant. Now, when we get towards the end of the walkthrough, we're going to go over, you know, how Covenants are going to tie into your Platinum. But how it typically goes is you get a trophy for joining all your Covenants. Then there's proof of the Covenant. Then you're going to offer specific items. Each Covenant has different items. So what you have to do is go out in the world. So since we're right here, the elite enemies around here can drop this item. So you have to keep farming elite enemies near that Covenant. Covenant, and then you're going to have to get like 10 of these, and when you turn in all 10, that will eventually strengthen your bond, and they'll give you a spell or your ring towards your Platinum. So it is, you know, pretty difficult. So for me to save time, I'm going to keep pushing forward. For you guys, I do not recommend it. You have 30,000. I would highly recommend you guys go spend that. Don't take the risk, because what we got up next, it's not really much easier than what we just did. So you guys remember Silver Knights? We have to go across the rooftop filled with Silver Knights. Now there is a route I take, and you know, using heavy thrust attacks makes it pretty simple. It should help, but yeah, it's still a high risk, guys. Very high risk. How many? We're completely out of scales. Okay. Alright, so as soon as you go up, if you go to your left, we can pick up another Titanite scale here. So you're getting later in the game, you'll start to find these just kind of here or there. Not often, but enough where you are going to be working on maxing out that first weapon. And we go to the right side, roll off, get your large Titanite right here. Now you're with your Silver Knights. So what you're going to do, and I would do this route over and over if you're farming, because we still have all those spells to buy. You'll get a lot of souls from these guys, so I want to recommend it. That's how I usually do it. But as far as just progressing for now, what we're going to do is go up top, knock him off, or bring him down here. But once you've got him out of the way, regardless of how, make sure you go all the way down. Pick up your Easterner Ashes. It's actually pretty cool. Gets you armor set, gets you some great bows. I'm sorry, great arrows. Then we can backtrack. And a lot of times you want to do your best to sneak up on these guys. Oh shit. But that's why, because we could just clearly knock them right off. Now they're, you know, they're up high, but there's a few lower too. They're all kind of coming at your neck right now. But if you notice, they're all worth 15,000 a pop. And once you got him, we're going to go around the corner. As he gets up, like I said, you can make it pretty easy. You know, it doesn't have to be hard. And then we'll go on down. So, if you drop here, you can sneak up on them, as long as you're not moving too fast. If you're moving too fast, not so much. Oh, you cheap shot. Why are you running away? Brother. Thank you, sir. Ooh, I like those. Knock the shit out of them. I try not to knock them off if I don't have to, for the simple reason of, you know, we'll be able to get their drops. Because they drop really nice armor and shields and all types of stuff. So from here, before we go further, what we want to do is get the shortcut before we do anything else. The reason why is your bonfire's right back there, but we have to drop down here in a second to get all the items. And just to save us the effort here in a minute, we're going to take these guys out. Okay, we're gonna have to drop all the way down for some items on a rooftop, a lower roof, and it's gonna make us go through all this bullshit. So instead of worrying about these guys all at once, we'll thin the herd a bit. So from here, we can head back on up, but not all the way. What you're gonna be looking for is that ledge right over here. So to get to this ledge, you're gonna have to just kind of work your way on up, drop off. That's going to get you your Dragon Slayer Great Bow, Dragon Slayer Great Arrows. Now, there's no way to actually get back up from here, so that's why I said you got to roll off. That's why you want to make sure you get that shortcut first, right? Really important. Have it. Thank you. You don't have to kill all of them, but since we already pretty much have them all dead, we'll, finish the job here. Might get some good drops, maybe, who knows. Probably not, but it's possible. Always possible. Alright, guys. So with all of them taken out, now we can head back up again. It's like nothing but loops around and loops around. That's how these games work. To ensure you get all the items at least. Alright, so now we're going to show you a secret area that actually relates to your hidden trophy ending. So if you go on down here, you do need to remember the spot. We've talked to Henri, and we have talked to Yuria, and they keep mentioning a wedding and how we're supposed to marry Henri. That's where the ceremony is going to take place right here. Now we're not going to do this for quite some time because it could mess up other quest lines. I don't think it really matters when you do it, but you got to progress the the game enough. But it's still good to know where this is. That's going to be your brass set. It's really different. It's not bad, though, and it's not even super heavy. I just don't like how wide the flanges are on the armor. You see what I mean? Like around the hips. Looks odd. I mean, it's not bad, though. It's not a bad armor set. If it had a cape, I'd probably like it a lot better. It is a little beefy, but that's because we took off Havel's ring. And if you notice, we're not far off from being able to use it either. It's only 70.8, so it's 0.8% too much. But if I simply swap that out, we still have, 5.5 pounds to play with. So right over here is going to be the altar for the wedding. It's going to be that. Then over here to the right is the reversal ring. So this obviously is needed for your platinum trophy. But it's really weird. It lets males do female actions and females do male actions. I cannot think of no use for it. There's only one thing that comes to mind, and it sounds crazy. But what I got from it was, I told you guys before, for Henri, she could be female or male depending on what the type of character you have. So if you're a male character, she's female. If you're a female character, she's male. So maybe with that ring in New Game Plus, you would be able to do some type of gay marriage. And I don't say that disrespectfully. I say that and I don't know what the hell else it's for. What can a male do in this game that a female character can't, right? Males can wear dresses, women can wear male outfits, so I just, I never understood what it could possibly be for other than that marriage. And then you find it in that room too, right? So, because if you read about it, males can perform female actions and vice versa. It wasn't me assuming, that's, reading the item description. Either way, guys, as you pull this lever, this is going to allow you to go on up. Now, typically, when you get up here, you would pull it again, and it's going to spin you around to our next location, which is Anor Londo. With that being said, there is a hidden area you have to get to first. So this does take 2 runarounds to do this. So right over here, you're going to see this other tower with no way to get there. Just run out. This is going to be an invisible bridge. Really cool one at that. Look at this. This is why I love these games, man. You can't make this shit up. Isn't that awesome? Absolutely incredible. Drop. Get your bonfire. Then we're going to go join a covenant.
Name vice. I am what?
So perform Dark Moon Loyalty. Now you got this from Ceres. If you messed up a quest, you do not have this gesture, which
Thou
you do need
thinks
the
too.
gesture itself for platinum, but
Very
you also
I-
need the trophy from joining this covenant.
Thou's journey to up then. Thou'rt now a blade of the dark moon, the only knight of our company.
Alright. So now you
Oh.
have proof of the covenant.
Of so smate.
Now you'd have to go to Anor Londo and farm the elite enemies there for this one. So the lower area would be for the dregs, then up here would be for this covenant. Now before we go forward, whatever ring you don't care about the most, switch that out temporarily for your silver cat ring. Prevents damage from falling. We have to do a series of trick drops. Now remember, if a fall is going to kill you, it's going to kill you. But any fall that would make you take damage won't anymore. And it may very well keep you alive. So you're just looking for drop after drop here. Now there is a weapon and then the outfit. And if you miss one of them on your drops, you're going to have to go through it again. So there's your sword. Painted Guardian's Curved Sword. Just a regular curved sword. I don't even know if it's got blood loss. It just has a unique moveset more than anything else. It's almost like you're dancing around. It's a very fluid and graceful moveset. It does though. Okay. Because almost every curved sword does. So 30 blood loss build up. And we're going to drop. We're going to drop. And there's your painted set. And that's what, these games are about, is knowing how to use your items properly. Like, these rings can really help out more than you may imagine. Drop. Roll off. Now, this is actually going to bring you on back to the Church of Yorska. It's pretty cool how it all, interconnects. Drop. Just make sure you're lining it on up. Now, with our ring, we could probably get away with doing shit like that. That would usually kill you. Now, this is that area in Church of Yorska where you see this area go up, these stairs, and it just led to nothing. So, that's where that's going to connect. And once you go here, we're going to jump back to Pontiff. Now we got to go through it again. So we can actually get over to Anor Londo, because you can't do it from here, right? As far as spending our levels, we will do that at the end of the episode. I want to make sure we get where we're going, because we're already here right at 30 minutes. So we'll do that when we close out. Now, in between episodes, remember, because we've been really pushing this fact that we all need to buy all the spells from every merchant and NPC. And I told you guys early game that it's easy to do it as you turn in spell books, so the spells don't really pile up on you, because you just have so much stuff to buy. All the rings, all the spells, a lot of stuff, right? The spells, incantations, pyromancy, all of it. So this little loop we just did right through here, going up from where we originally started from, or you can go from here and backtrack, but just going through this, a few times, killing all the guys, it's going to make buying all those spells really easy. So I'll probably go ahead and farm up everything we need. You guys should do the same. Now, if you want to fight them, you can. Yeah, if you want to wait till later game areas, you can too. It's just, this is the first real area where every enemy's worth 2,000, so it just makes things much easier when you got 2 and spells that cost anywhere from 2,000 to, some are 10, so it makes things much easier. You get like 15,000 to run here, 20,000 to run. But the next spot I'm about to show you might even be better and save you some time. Alright, so this is what you would have originally done if you didn't know about that other location. So this is going to spin and take you to, it's almost like a castle floating in the sky, if you will. If you're talking about level design, man, it does not fucking get cooler than this. It does not get more creative than this. This is phenomenal. So, Anor Londo. So this is what we're going to be doing next episode. Honestly, I want to knock this out now, because it's going to be a short episode if not. I guess that's okay, but there's not much here, and we're just at 30 minutes. But yeah, we have a boss, very difficult boss. But yeah, it's a pretty small area in general. I guess regardless, before we close out, let me show you guys this farm, because we have a lot of stuff to buy. Remember, every spell, all of our items from all of our NPCs. So these guys are worth almost 2,500 apiece. So there's 2 guards, and then there's a red-eyed guard around the corner that's worth like 5,000. So just killing, all of them, you're getting almost 15,000. Or no, you're getting about 10,000 every time you kill 3 guys. So you can knock it out really quickly. So you kill him. You kill him. So these ones are just Silver Knights. But once you go over here to the right-hand side, this is a red-eyed Silver Knight. Any enemy that's a red eye is much worse. Always. You guys know this if you play these games. This guy right here, remember, red eye, not just more health, but more damage. Very dangerous. If you hit him twice, he's probably dead. Look at that backstab, barely even moved his health bar. Very elite gentleman. Oh, he fell all the way dead. He's son of a bitch. But as you see, quick 10,000. 3 guys, rinse, repeat. Homer Bone makes it much easier. But that will help you knock out a lot of the spells we have to get. So now we have that. We're going to jump back to Firelink and just grab levels. I always like to start our episodes fresh, right? So we'll grab our levels, maintenance our build a bit, and then really just get set up for next episode. After next episode, that closes out all our side content up to this point, and then we can get started on, late mid-game, I guess we can call it. Everything from that point pushes you towards the end of the game. As soon as we get that 24 mark, so let's start bumping this health out, because 3 more levels, health is pretty much wrapped up. Going higher is nice, but we have 2 stats to bring up, so. Now, I don't have enough for a level, do I? We didn't really pick up any souls. So what we'll do is we'll use these to start buying up all the spells we need. So I like to start, from one side of the room and work our way around. We have to go NPC to NPC here. So we'll go to Uria. Now, we've already started on these spells, so it shouldn't be that bad. Yeah. We won't have enough for all of them, but we can grab 2. So we only have 1 more to get from her. And all these will be knocked out. I would also, highly recommend you guys pick up both of those. The rings, you're going to need those. Towards your platinum, you're going to need all your spells. Then, we would go on over to Orbeck. And this is where you got the most work to do. Especially with the spell books we've turned in. So we have to buy all this stuff, guys. Now, there's cheaper ones, 1,500. But, 3, 2, 4, 3, 5, 5, 2, 3, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3. There's a lot here. And then when we get towards the end game, we give them the last scroll, and all those spells are 18,000, 20,000, 10,000. So we want to get all this done now. It just makes life so much fucking easier, guys, at the end of the day. When it comes to Arena, if you guys remember, we are not doing her quest yet. We're saving this until we go back to Lothric Castle end game. But yeah, that catches us up. Next episode will be in Orlando, so let's go and jump on over. So as I said, in my spare time, I'm going to go ahead and farm up and try to clear out at least a good portion of the spells. I would recommend you guys doing the same, as these enemies are worth a lot. Makes it very easy to do. Then we can get this done. It's tedious. We don't want to worry about it. But either way, you guys work on your stuff. I'll work on mine. And we'll pick up here next episode and knock out in Orlando.